two things. Will the state be viable? Will the state survive? And secondly, does this party which has been given a chance, do they have the ability to run a state? Because, they've been agitators. Will they be good administrators? This was the question that was foremost on everybody's mind. And more importantly, one of the other things that was also asked was कि हैदराबाद का क्या होगा? हैदराबाद का क्या होगा? यहाँ पे जो लोग तेलंगाना के बाहर से आके यहाँ सेटल हुए, जैसे आंध्रा से, रायलसीमा से, या कर्नाटक से, गुजरात से, या पंजाब से, बंगाल से, जहां कहीं से भी आके यहाँ पे बसने वाले, उनका क्या होगा? ये पार्टी का क्या रवैया होगा? This was one of the most important questions everybody had in mind. If I remember correctly, on the 29th of May 2014, I had conducted an event. This was 3 days before we took office in 2014. We had conducted a session in Taj Krishna with many business groups, and I had made one commitment कि this will be a no-nonsense state. We'll focus solely on development and welfare, because दोनों का balance भी बहुत जरूरी है, क्योंकि अगर welfare नहीं करेंगे तो जो गरीब सेक्शन है सोसाइटी में वो बेचैन हो जाएंगे, रेस्टलेस हो जाएंगे. और इसी स्टेट में हमने इससे पहले देखा कि जब रेस्टलेस हो जाते हैं तो उसका नतीजा भी हमने देखा, नक्सलिज्म, अदर एक्सट्रीमिटीज व्हिच आर नॉट warranted or wanted in a society like India. So therefore, I had mentioned explicitly that we will solve the basic issues, we'll address the basic infrastructure issues. I'm not going to promise you the moon, but we will deliver on a no-nonsense approach. We'll focus on getting the basics right. We will ensure law and order and social harmony prevails. We'll not get into unnecessary nonsense. Now it has been 9.5 years, out of which I also have to tell you, if literally नेट अगर आप बात करेंगे तो हमने काम किया 6.5 years, क्योंकि 2 साल तो कोविड में गया. 2 साल, I think everybody lost those 2 valuable years in life. Unfortunately, even the government suffered a huge loss. Almost 1 lakh crore का लॉस हमें भी हुआ है. और 1 साल लग गया इलेक्शन लड़ने में. बहुत इलेक्शन लड़े इस बीच में. 3 असेंबली इलेक्शन, 2 पार्लियामेंट इलेक्शन, साथ 2 GHMC इलेक्शन. तो अगर आप पूरा अगर if you take all of that into account, because all of that also disturbs, kind of governance and, continuity. So we have literally been able to govern only for 6.5 years, because 2 years for COVID and 1 year for these elections, 6.5 years. Now, my humble request to all of you, my humble appeal to all of you, what we have done in 6.5 years is in front of you. What others have done in 65 years before us is also in front of you. Please do a compare and contrast. उनको 10 गुना ज्यादा वक्त मिला हमसे, 10 गुना ज्यादा समय मिला हमसे. हमने बस 6.5 years हमें मौका दिया गया. इन 6.5 सालों में मैंने कई सारे टेस्टिमोनियल सुनी कि I can't, beat my own, drum and blow my own trumpet, but I have to say the facts. Today, when my friends come visit, I'm sure this is your experience as well. When my friends or even investors come and visit Hyderabad today, the first thing they always say is, आपकी शहर बहुत सुंदर है, आपका इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर काफी अच्छा है, लगता है कि हम इंडिया में नहीं हैं. Even, I'm sure most of you had this. People who have friends, outside of the city, when they come after a while, they've all had the same experience. Foxconn के chairman आए थे. He had come for a lunch meeting with Honorable CM. So when he had come, the first question he asked Chief Minister Garu was, I didn't feel like this was India. What have you done that others have not done? So as the world is recognizing what Hyderabad is, we are definitely, a city that is far superior to others. चेन्नई से सुपरस्टार रजनीकांत आते हैं, उनको लगता है कि थोड़ा मतलब गच्चीबौली, जुबली हिल्स, आई थिंक ही वेंट अराउंड दैट एरिया एंड ही सेड, मुझे यकीन नहीं हुआ कि मैं हैदराबाद में हूं या न्यूयॉर्क में हूं. तो मतलब रजनी को समझ आ रहा है, बट यहाँ के जो हमारे ऑपोजिशन के गजनी है उनको नहीं समझ आ रहा है. मैं क्या करूं? ऑनेस्टली सनी डियोल को समझ आया. सनी डियोल आए, वो बीजेपी के एमपी भी हैं, वो मुंबई से आते हैं. वो आते हैं, वो कहते हैं कि हैदराबाद इतना खूबसूरत है कि मैं यहाँ घर खरीदना चाहता हूँ, यहाँ बसना चाहता हूँ. एक तेलुगु एक्ट्रेस थी लया करके, वो बस गई जाके यूएस में. वो वापस आती है, वो भी कहती है कि हमारे सैन फ्रांसिस्को और लॉस एंजलिस से अच्छे बिल्डिंग तो यहाँ पे बन रहे हैं. तो मतलब द परसेप्टेबल चेंज दैट यू सी इन हैदराबाद इज प्राइमरीली बिकॉज ऑफ वन सिंपल रीजन, स्टेबल गवर्नमेंट एंड एबल लीडरशिप. अगर ये है, डिसाइसिव लीडरशिप है और स्टेबल गवर्नमेंट है, हाँ, मैं ये नहीं कहूंगा I won't say that हमने इसको स्वर्ग बना दिया या कुछ ऐसा कर दिया जो दुनिया में किसी ने नहीं किया. मैं बस इतना ही कहूंगा, हाँ, हम में भी कमियां हैं, हमने भी गलतियां की होंगी, हमें भी कुछ छोटे मोटे इश्यूज हमारे साथ भी रहेंगे. ये नहीं मैं कहता कि हम पिक्चर परफेक्ट हैं, हम मतलब कोई गलती नहीं करे, ये नहीं बोलूंगा मैं. हाँ, हमें भी है. देयर आर सर्टेन थिंग्स वी हैव टू इंप्रूव फॉर श्योर. आई थिंक इट्स पार्ट ऑफ growth. Everybody needs to improve. Pursuit of excellence is incessant. Therefore, I liked the theme of BNI today. I like the fact that you said 3.0, Telangana 3.0, because all of us who use smartphones, we periodically get software updates. All of us have to upgrade our phones, otherwise it will become redundant and kind of backward. So therefore, I like the theme 3.0 because I think it's important to learn from the first 10 years and move ahead with all the learnings. One of the most important things that I've learned as Minister for Industry and Technology is, while there has been a significant growth in technology and life sciences, there needs to be a lot more done for SMEs. There needs to be a lot more done for from the government side to ensure that the valley of death that typically SMEs and micro enterprises go through. We need to do more hand-holding. We need to actually have banks on board. We need to get more techno-economic viability studies done. We need to ensure कि छोटे-छोटे जो business हैं, ये survive करें onslaught को और ये छोटे business, क्योंकि अगर आप जर्मनी जैसी देश देखेंगे, तो more than 75% of the industry in Germany is SME, which I think is fascinating. So I think one of the things we ought to do is do that. And second thing, in education, one of the things our children lack today is practical exposure. And that's something I would like to change for next term, where I would want to have an opportunity to have practice school or apprenticeship kind of model where kids actually start working in the industry while they're studying. And by the time they graduate, they should get both course credits and practical exposure so that they're ready to hit the ground running on day one. So much needed.
Vistara News.